we've seen many times this year, always rolling the ball with a lot of authority. Getting a bad break to open the match.
I've seen him make this on more than one occasion, and he's been exceptionally good with his spare shooting activities over the last 2 years, and I think that's really had a major contributing effect to the fact that he's been on the show more often. Now this is a very difficult split, and he's in the area.
Nice try. Ron averaging a 224 high and a 220 low. He bowls out at Northwest Lanes. Part of the Golden Triangle, or is it? I think it is. Fram Ruggieri will correct me on that if I'm wrong.
We've got so many fine proprietors here in the Greater Cincinnati area and Bowling Proprietors Association. And they make bowling more fun with the family, or if you just want to get out and work on your game a little bit, that ain't all bad either.
And this guy does a lot of work on his game.
10 in the pit, no frills, no messenger pins, just accuracy.
Not too much emotion either. He really keeps his emotions in check, which so many times is very important.
Boy, I'm going to look forward to next year and the year after, hopefully. 29 years worth we've now logged in with Greater Cincinnati. On Channel 9, where 9 means news. Every Sunday at 11, it means bowling. And we'll do so for a little while. There's a trip 4 that he does not really expect, but once in a while gets.
He keeps that up, he'll be taking a trip to the bank, because $750 is on the line to the winner today.
And when you trip one out that you don't expect, well, how do you feel about it? Well, yeah.
It's a little bit pretty good.
That's as much as we're going to see out of him, too, really. I guarantee you. Ron Bohnert, 800 to his credit. That ain't too shabby. Leaving that ball out wide, too. The 3-9.
He's fishing a little bit.
He really is. And not as comfortable as we saw him two or 3 weeks ago, I believe it was, Jennifer, and he was right on. Very aggressive, very sure of what he wants to do. And folks, I got to tell you, when you're not quite sure of where you're going to play the lanes and how you want to throw the ball, the effects are confused, and I think that's what you're seeing right now.
However, it is only the second frame, so he's got lots of room to figure it out. But he better hurry, because Tom Atkins is on a double. As we said before, a probe sitting out in the parking lot. Compliments of Schiller Ford in Harrison, Ohio, in the case of a 300 game.
And I want to give it away.
Me too.
That's there. You heard him say it. That's there. He finally got lined up and gave us the type of shot we're used to seeing out of Ron. Take a look at it here, if you would. Watch the ball and his reaction. He knows it's a good one. Now let's see if he can mouth it. Yeah, come on, hit, he says. Boom, walking away. Look at those pants.
I think he scrapped the green socks and opted for the purple pants.
I don't know. It was either that or those used to be curtains. I'm not sure what they were. Messenger will get it, though.
Yeah.
Messenger will get that. You could see that one coming. Bad break, the ball deflects. Take a look at it here on the replay. Now watch this ball as it enters the 1-3 pocket. Watch it move to the right-hand side of your screen a little bit, right here. Now watch it jump to the right and just barely catch the 5. That's the head pin coming across your screen, and then it's going to get a little help, and we now have a potential spare rather than a for sure open.
Tom leaving the 7-10 split in the pocket in the first match, but going on to win nonetheless. Tom's got a lot of titles to his credit, also 2 city titles in Wilmington and 2 state of Delaware titles. And those were all event titles, which means you take your singles, your doubles, and your team score, add them together, which means you had 9 good games. Looks good. Oh, just a little bit timid, a little bit weak in the pocket. Didn't quite roll up with the authority that he needed to get that 10-pin out.
Oh, some new stuff coming your way. Maybe, just maybe, Greater Cincinnati is going to be privied with some more bowling action as 1991 goes on. You never know what we might come up with, because this town supports bowling. Ohio, one of the greatest bowling states in the entire country, and that's because bowling is a family-oriented, fun sport, and each and every week you can watch it here on Channel 9. Boy, that's a determined look, Jen. I don't know what's going to happen, but the look in the eyes on that shot was as intense as I've ever seen Ron Bohnert, and he just threw a fabulous shot and leaves a 7-pin. I think that in his mind that was the critical shot in the match, and not that he's going to roll over now, but that's got to be very disappointing to put that much energy into a shot and not come away with a strike.
Especially when you're already on a strike and it would have been a double. Instead, you got to start all over again.
Exactly.
How many times has that happened?
Exactly. A couple of weeks ago, when we had the benefit of the radar gun and we watched Ron Bohnert shoot a couple of his spares, he amped it up by about 24 miles an hour, and the typical bowler, a few people call and say, well, what is normal? Well, nothing's normal. It's whatever's consistent for you, but on our show, for these caliber of bowlers, it seems to be right in the 17 to 18 mile an hour range.
And don't forget, people, these are 16-pound balls that these guys are throwing.
A terrible shot by Ron Bohnert. Again, not the aggressive nature that we were going to see the frame before. Tom Atkins not showing any emotion whatsoever. Ron Bohnert leaving a spare that he's made several times. Leaving the 1, the 3, the 6, the 4, and the 7. He's going to opt to go across lane and try to throw the head pin, center of your screen, over into the 4-pin area. Just missing by a few inches.
The bad news about that, too, David, is he's on a spare. He gets a 5 count and only gets 8 altogether.
And that is bad news. But here's some good news, because we're going to show you where you can go and have fun, and we suggest you do so right after the show today.
Head on out to Coleraine Bowl, Crossgate Lanes, Delfair Lanes, Durbin, Eastgate, Glenmore and Cheviot, Green Hills, Glen Schmitz, Harrison,
One of the West's favorite entertainment centers, Western Bowl, where in January, the Honkey Classic began another year of competitive tournament bowling. Since 1975, over $1 million in prize money has been awarded each year to men and women bowlers. Additional early bird prizes are paid to winners during the first 6 weeks of the Honkey Classic, the world's largest handicap tournament. Share in the excitement. Western Bowl on Glenway Avenue, Western Hills.
Schiller Ford in Harrison, Ohio. Hamilton County's newest Ford dealer is located only 6 minutes west of I-275 and I-74. Ford Escort starting at $69.99. Ford Escort, all new and priced hundreds less than Civic or Corolla. Ford Ranger, only $69.99. Gets better gas mileage than Chevy or Toyota. Schiller Ford in Harrison, Ohio. Drive to the west and save the best. Guaranteed.
Tom Atkins, the accuracy Atkins. In control at this point, strike working in the 5th frame. Stepping up to throw his 6th. My bad, folks. My
wow,
bad.
5, count 2.
Not the case.
Grandma's tea, Greek church, whatever you want to call it, it's a difficult. Like
I've heard
once a year, maybe you might see this made.
This spare has been called a lot of things, and most of them we cannot repeat on television. But to make this the ultimate way, if you're going to go for the spares, to try to throw the 4-pin over into, he's going to go for the pin count. Going to go for the pin count, and quite frankly, it's a wise move, Jennifer, early on in the match, which creates a scenario of 19 pins. Tom Atkins is in the lead at our halfway point in the match. Ron Bohnert not overly excited about his performance so far, but I think if he can reestablish that intensity that we saw in that one shot that he didn't carry,
it's going to be tough to beat if he can do that.
No, that ball's in.
Bad.
That ball was so bad it almost worked.
Really?
Even the good players, folks, can throw a horrible shot. You just saw one out of Tom Atkins, and I'm not leaning on him any harder than he's leaning on himself. Trust me.
I think, David, too, with that Brooklyn shot, there's a certain amount of touch involved there, because if you're going to pull it good. Don't pull it good. I mean, really.
Yep. Yeah, that's the problem I always say. My bad shots weren't never quite bad enough. They just always wound up right there in the nose. Benefit of a break brings back a spare. Ron Bohnert needs to strike, and I'm predicting for him to strike and to win today, he has got to get that intensity back. Let's see if we can pick it up in his eyes. Nope. Not the look I was looking for, but it worked anyway. Not the intensity, but the technical aspects of this shot are great. Watch the footwork here. Heel, toe, and then the low down at the line, roll around the ball, and whammo, 1-2 pocket filled up, 10 in a pit. Bohnert is kind of hacking away at it here, and he's right. Never count him out. Never count him out. Now if that don't loosen you up, nothing will. That's right. The pin action of the big cranker, take a look at it. You want to generate pin action, you got to twirl around the ball, you got to lift through it, you got to throw it into the right hand side.
And create breaks.
You betcha.
But you know what? It isn't a break until you add another strike to it. In a match like this against somebody like Tom Atkins.
9 pins. Tom Atkins enjoys the lead, and he just, again, no frills type of bowling, Jennifer, and it's something that in today's game of short oil, we don't see a lot of that anymore, but it's an art form that Tom Atkins may be resurrecting.
Got a tight match here. 3 frames to go.
Right over his target. And the desired reaction, he's playing the 9th board very direct, not trying to swing the ball, and it paid off that time. Take a look at it here. 9th board, that's 1 to the right of the 2nd arrow. Looks like it was 9.5. Maybe he missed a little bit.
That's pretty good if you can miss by half a board.
That's how we all play.
That's right.
Ron Bohnert trails by 9. Wants to get back into it. Does not throw a good shot, and he really throws the door wide open for Tom Atkins to run away with this match. The 4, 6, 7, 10.
Really, you lose count about 3 times, too, because he's on a double. Got the 6 count. You lose it in 3 frames.
Very bad spot. He's going for it, though, by trying to go with the speed, and chops off 1 and kind of smiles to himself like, you give away 1, that's actually 2, and you multiply that times 2 is 4, and you are now in big trouble. If things continue the way that they are right now, Tom Atkins will go on to match number 3. trusting it, sending it to the channel, and not getting the desired result. Ron Bohnert is virtually out of here, barring some miracle from Tom Atkins, and quite frankly, Jennifer, Tom is throwing the ball very well and methodical as we would expect him to. I'm sure Ron will bring the spare back, but at this point in the match, Tom Atkins, the wheels would have to fall off to let Ron back in here. But we've seen stranger things before.
Tom's been in the pocket, though, almost the whole game, so that's really all he needs to do at this point is just get it near the pocket.
Critical 9th frame. Can virtually put the match away if he strikes on this ball. And Tom Atkins did finish out with a flurry, 210, defeating Ron Bohnert. And as we step on out here, Jennifer, tell us about
more fine Greater Cincinnati BPA house.